Alright, so that was a little too easy to take out. What's about to go catastrophically wrong?
Hey guys, welcome back to 6-2 Garage. Today we're going to do some track day prep on my 2016 Camaro. We're going to be swapping out brake lines, fluid, and pads. The brake lines we have are stainless steel, which not only look cool, but I think they should give you a little more pedal feel when you're on the track. We're swapping out the pads for some street pads, which will definitely be nice on the street, but they're not holding Big Bertha on the track, that's for sure. So we got some track pads that are coming in, but the process should be identical. And lastly, like we saw in the last video, huge performance from the high temperature brake fluid, so that's definitely going in as well. And well, I mean, we'll get to use the power bleeder again, which is very nice. So let's get to it. All right, let's go. Okay, so we got the car up in the air. We're starting on the rear right since it's the farthest from the master cylinder. We've got the wheel off, car's on jack stands, and we made sure that the e-brake is off. Since we're changing the brake lines, we're going to start by removing them first. That's going to make it easier to spread the pads later. All right, so we're going to be removing this nut right over here.
Thankfully it wasn't stuck.
Yep. Before I completely remove it, I'm going to use a flathead.
I like the ingenuity.
Yeah, the angle's a little bad here, so.
I'm sure there's a tool for this too.
Yeah, we have a bigger flathead. There we go. Make sure you keep that around.
Is it already starting to leak?
No, that's my, that's from the fluid reservoir.
Oh, great. Have I told you that brake fluid is my favorite?
It's the best kind of fluid. Years later. Years later. This thing is really on there.
It's almost like they didn't want it to come out. I guess Chevy subscribes to the bigger is always better
There we go.
mentality.
It's not leaking right now, which is good.
So capping this off will definitely limit the mess. It shouldn't really leak that much, but you do lose some fluid. I don't think it's leaking that much.
Alright, so this is loose. We're going to point this down because we're going to be removing the pads real soon, and once we spread them it's going to go everywhere, so we'll leave that pointed down. Let's get to the pads. Alright, swapping out those pads is actually pretty easy since we don't have to take the whole caliper off. There's two metal rods that go across right here. We're going to hit them out with a hammer. We're using this pretty small screwdriver, which should help us out. Make sure not to scratch the caliper paint.
There's one.
In our case, it's coming out pretty easy. You might have to use WD-40 if it's a little stuck. Alright, so I got it far back enough where I can just pull them out. If yours are a little stuck, you can always use some pliers. That's one. Here's the other.
And that's 2 pins and a carrier.
Yep. Now we should be able to just pull the pads out.
My favorite word here on the 6-2 Garage.
It should. I'm going to push it out. If you look at the fluid, that's the reason we left that line open. It makes it easier to spread it. There we go. Here's one. And here's the other. Very easy to take out.
Alright, so that was a little too easy to take out. What's about to go catastrophically wrong on the front or the other side?
Well, we're not done here, so things could always be worse.
Perfect.
So here are the pads we're using. Porterfield R4S. They're supposed to be really good street pads with low dust for good performance. You know they're good because they're just being held together by this random rubber band. So they must be the best pads in the world.
Nothing screams performance like a random rubber band.
Yep.
I think the only thing that would be better is a zip tie. Alright, let's get to putting them back in then.
Alright, so we're ready to put these in now. The one with the wear indicator goes towards the outside and the other on the inside. Make sure you line it up correctly. And then we're gonna get the pins in. Pins go in the same way you took them out. There's like an extruded part at the top that goes in the backside. Make sure you get the pressure clip in.
Well, everybody will be very happy to see the top of your bald head.
It's a great bald head.
Let me tell you, folks, it's one of the best bald heads in the history of bald heads.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever.
All right, if you notice that you went in too far, you can push out the pad from the front. So you line that up. All right, there we go. And now our BFH. So we got the pins in. It was pretty easy, just took a little work. We're gonna be moving now to the stainless steel brake line. We're removing the screw from back here. Looks like it's a little difficult to get on.
You going up?
Yeah.
You gotta go down.
Yep. There we go. Oh, and there's all the fluid. Make sure none of it falls on the ground.
We're on the light because it might combust.
Yep. I'm getting flashbacks.
This is another eternally long.
Yeah. This one's never coming out. We'll be here another hour or so. There we go. All right, make sure we get all the fluid out. Put that over here.
Here's our old line. And where's our new one?
Oh.
Man down.
Don't hit the studs.
Don't hit the studs.
Don't hit the studs. Alright, so here's the new one. So you can tell which is one front and back. Front has this clip over here. The rear doesn't have that. The kit comes with new banjo bolts. So the way it works is screw, washer, brake line, and then another washer, and then this one goes over here into the caliper. I'm gonna put this in over here. Screw it in just a bit. I'm not gonna tighten it all the way. I'm gonna make sure that up here, this actually lines up correctly. We don't want this line kinked or anything like that. I'm gonna remove that plastic plug we used earlier. An issue you can have is if this is sticking out too much, it might hit your wheel, and then you'll lose your brakes, which is not something you want.
Sure?
Yeah. It'll mess up your day. Stand by for another eternity as this tries to go in.
I can feel me aging every time you do this.
It's killing my soul too, don't worry.
Seasons have passed. It's been years since we started this brake installation. Andy, determined as ever, still putting in the brake. How's it going, Andy?
It's not any closer than when I started.
Wonderful.
I think I'm farther actually. It's finally in. Putting the
Have you
clip.
done it, Andy?
I've accomplished. I feel like I've done something.
How do you feel right now? Tell the people how you feel right now.
Frustrated because this thing took forever.
Well, only 4 more to go. Or 3 more, I guess.
Here comes the clip. You need the hammer for that one. That's in.
Switch from BFH to just regular hammer.
Just regular H. Stainless steel line is in. We're gonna put the wheel on real quick just to make sure that we're not hitting this. If we need to, then we'll move something around, but let's get that wheel on first. Welcome back. We had a bit of a rain delay, but we're back here now. We're using our motor brake bleeder. It's going to make bleeding these brakes a lot easier. We used this on the Mark 7 GTI last week, and it was pretty much a breeze. First thing you'll notice is this blue rag over here and some exclusive tape. The blue rag, we found that the seal over here is not perfect sometimes. We put some Teflon and this rag just in case any fluid decides to leak. You're not going to have this black tape though, because we burned through the hose last week. Created a bit of a disaster, but we'll fix that later on. What you'll see over here is this is a universal bleeder. You might get one that's built just for your car, but we got this one because we're going to be working on multiple cars. Basically, the way it works is it has these J hooks and a chain on the bottom. You tighten the hooks and it creates a seal over here. The way this works is we create pressure over here, which forces the fluid down through all the lines, similar through how you pump your brakes manually. What we've done right now is we've filled it up to 10 psi because we found that the universal sometimes doesn't seal perfectly. So we just held it here at 10 psi, left it for a while, make sure it holds, and now we're ready to start filling it up with fluid and bleeding the brakes.
Alright guys, so a little tip when you're bleeding the brakes. If you grab a water bottle and open a hole in the top, you can fit a hose through it and you can use it as a little catch can to catch all the old fluid. Being clear is nice because you can see when the old fluid runs out and you're starting to get fresh fluid. I'm just going to use this little pick here, open up a little hole. I went ahead and opened up the hole more on the cap here. It's now wide enough to fit the hose through it. So we'll go ahead and put it through, and now we can connect this to the bleeder at the end of the caliper. You're going to want to keep the cap open though, because it makes the bleeder work a lot faster. So here on the caliper, we're at the right rear corner, which is the furthest one from the master cylinder as we mentioned earlier. We'll go ahead and fit this over, pressurize the bleeder, and crack open the bleeder. Since the system is pressurized, it's going to push everything through instead of you having to draw it out. So we'll let this go. The pressure holds for quite a while. Definitely having two people is easier, so we'll keep an eye on the pressure. Alright, so the fluid in the hose looks a lot better now, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up. We'll dump everything that's inside the water bottle and bleed a little more just to make sure it's coming out clear, as in brand new fluid. As you can see, the fluid that's coming out is a lot cleaner now, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other side of the caliper. Keep in mind that these are 4-piston in the rear, so we do have another bleeder to work with. I'm going to go ahead and hook up to that one and open it up. We're done with this side. We're going to go ahead and put the wheel back on and move on to the other side.
Since we're using this bleeder, we're going to open it up to release pressure. Otherwise, when you open the line on the other side, you're going to be in for a surprise. Make sure it's at 0 and we're ready to move on.
Alright guys, so we got the car back on the ground. We're all done with the back. I want to move on to the front. Unfortunately, Andy had to step away to take care of some business, so I'll be taking care of the front on my own. The process is almost identical to the rear, so it should be pretty simple. Greetings from the future.
Hey guys, I'm still here in the scene even though I'm not. Here's what we need to do. So you need to loosen this, and for some reason a plastic one down there. And that'll expose the missing area. Back to the present.
So the cover's now off. You can see the line there. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the hard line and take the old rubber line out to go ahead and replace it with the stainless steel one now. The brake line is now completely loose. I have it pointed down. That way when we compress the pistons, the brake fluid will go straight into the reservoir down there. Went ahead and took out the 2 bolts that hold in the brake pads as well as the carrier. See that there? And now I'm going to go ahead and slide these out. So we should be able to push these in relatively easily, and that'll give us enough clearance to kind of just pull them out, even if it's very slow. Okay, so here are the new pads as well as the new line. Assembly is the reverse of disassembly, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Alright guys, just a quick update. Had a bit of an issue with the front. I can't get the line to go in. I don't think I can do this by myself anymore. I really wish I had some help. Oh my god!
Hey!
It's Andy!
What an unscripted surprise.
That was totally not scripted.
All right, let's fix
What
this
is
thing.
that?
I don't know. I just grabbed it. I just found it somewhere. I don't know.
Okay. Hey, Andy.
Hey.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Still working on this.
Yep.
It went well.
Yeah. That's not the word I would use.
What are you doing now?
Putting on the lines.
Is it easy?
It's very tough.
Is it ever easy?
No.
One final statement for the people here.
Brake fluid sucks.
Brake fluid.
We can't say that, but yeah.
It's been about 3 weeks, but I finally got it done. We got the pads in, got the line in, and we even raced this damn thing. That's how long it's been.
We raced it so well that one of the rims is destroyed now.
But we did it. We managed to change this. So good job. We're done.
We're in the future again. We never filmed a conclusion to this. So here we are now. Brake lines are in. You got to bleed the whole system, do everything, race the car, destroy one of your rims, and you're good.
You're good. Make sure you swap them out for track brakes too.
Yeah.
How were they?
They were perfect. Like, we used the ST43s. I don't know if we talked about that earlier in the video, but they held this car no problem all day. I boiled the fluids once, but I just bled the system and it was back to working again.
It was a good day.
It was. Action.
Anyway.
Action, man.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to think of what to say.